American Sephardi Federation was officially organized in 1973 with the mission to promote and preserve the historical, spiritual, and cultural traditions of all Sephardic communities. Every year they host an exhibition titled Looking Back, Jewish Life in Morocco, An Epic Journey. This event has and continues to provide a look at the presence of Jews in ancient and current kingdom of Morocco. Chair and Vice President Florence Tatistcheff is here to explain more on the Federation and the connection of the Jewish community and Morocco. Welcome to Open, and thank you for being with us, Florence.
Thank you.
I know that the work that you have done and continue to do with the foundation, with the Federation, is certainly extremely important to you as well as to the Jewish community, the Sephardic Jewish community that you represent and of which you are a part. Tell us a little bit about what drew you, first of all, to the Federation and some of the work that you've done.
Life is very interesting, of course. And I left Morocco when I was 19 to come to study in the United States. And I did many studies, and I have a profession. And lo and behold, before I knew it, I was back into my roots through the Federation. At the Federation, as you mentioned, we celebrate Sephardic communities in the world. We did 2,600 years of Jewish life in Iraq. We did 600 years of Jewish life in Spain. And this year, it's 2,000 years of Jewish life in Morocco, an epic journey. And it is under the high patronage of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, for which we are terrifically, it's a prestigious and it's a great honor.
Now, do you think that it was somewhat coincidental or planned in anticipation of this referendum movement?
Oh no, it was completely separated. No, we
so
planned this.
So it was just coincidental that this
absolutely
happened.
Coincidental.
Well, how fortuitous, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And tell us a little bit about the genesis of the term Sephardic.
Yes. Sephardic now is being used as a general term for Jews from the Mediterranean, really.
Okay.
To contrast with the Ashkenazi Jewish population. It's easy now to say Sephardic and Ashkenazi. Sephardic really means, Sepharad means Spanish, Spain in Hebrew, and therefore the Spanish Jews that left Morocco, that left Spain in 1492, returned to Morocco. Someone said that the Jewish life in Morocco is really 3,000 years old, so it is quite ancient. This is in, of course, the imagination and in the domain of legend, but historically it's really 2,000 years that we can find absolute research on the historical presence in Morocco. And it's also the same presence in Spain. And between the Jews of Spain and the Jews of Morocco, there was always a continuous exchange culturally and in all the different ways of life. So when Jews from Morocco, from Spain, returned to Morocco, it was really returning to Morocco. And so they were called Sephardim because they came from Sepharad.
Which was Spain.
Which is Spain in Hebrew.
And therefore, as a result of that, those roots in Spain, it should come as no surprise to our viewers, for example, that there are so many Sephardic Jews that have surnames that have somewhat of a Spanish sound to them.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
Absolutely, Spanish and Arabic.
Sure.
Many names, and Berber. Of course, because, of course, we could spend many hours speaking about all of this immense and amazing culture that I find in the multiculturalism of Morocco. As I said, the Jews were here way before the Arabs came.
When you say here, they were here
to Morocco.
Morocco, yes.
Okay. and we found the Berbers, and there was a great mixture of the two civilizations, if I may say. They influenced each other, and they spoke the same languages. The Jews in Spain and Morocco spoke Arabic and wrote in Arabic.
And like, Spanish?
Of course. Well, yeah. Spanish came later, you know.
Okay.
But Spanish became to develop as a language much later. It was Latin, the vulgar Latin, but the main language was for 800 years in Spain was Arabic, the cultural language. So Maimonides wrote all of his works in Arabic, and then later on they were translated into Hebrew and the languages that we know today.
So in Morocco today, given the diverse cultures that it has, is there a large Spanish-speaking Sephardic population?
Oh, definitely, definitely. There are pockets. The pockets in the north, but when the Jews arrived after the Inquisition, they settled in many places in Morocco. And at first, of course, it was like the foreigner coming, because an influx, an amazing influx came to come to the other already settled Jewish communities in Fez, in Tétouan, in the north, in Tangier, Spanish Morocco that we know today.
So it was really,
and Marrakesh, it was everywhere.
It permeated the entire country. Yes,
and there are many Toledano and Pinto and all these names that are absolutely Sephardic names.
Well, Florence, I know that in preparation for our program and in thinking about some of the changes that have occurred not only throughout your life, but the changes that have most recently occurred through this referendum vote, you were inspired and drafted a piece that I would like for you to take us into our next break with, and read what you were so inspired to write and share it with our viewers. Would you please?
With pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now?
Go ahead. Yes.
I think it's very important to say that the Jewish life in Morocco, even though there are very few, maybe 3,000 Jews in Morocco, it is the only country where, Arab country, where there is still a thriving Jewish community, and where in Casablanca we have a Jewish museum, and the synagogues are plentiful and part of the life in Morocco. Yesterday, as I was thinking about this, I was inspired to write something which I would like to read. In the streets of Morocco, they asked in a peaceful manner, and His Majesty Mohammed VI listened to his people. And he answered in a noble manner, and he received world acclaim. His response was not simply an immediate reaction to appease the crowd. His speech had formality and carried promise and substance. His constitution offered dignity to the people, each in his or her own creed, culture, language, and costume. He mentions and the Amazigh, and the Arab, and the Jew, and the Andalusian. Each will offer their thread to weave the multicolored coat of the country. To be born in Morocco is to take your energy from a fountain of spirituality, where the Marabout and the Tzaddikim knew each other from long ago. And the old lady remembers and cares for them to receive eternal blessing. Look up and hold hands. The future is yours. Do keep the dignity. You will receive blessings. As a young girl, I wanted to fly across the ocean on my own. I did, and my father helped. I shed nothing. Instead, I took it all with me and added the new to the old with no effort. See, I had diversity in myself, and therefore I felt at home everywhere. I call myself a Moroccan Jewish woman in all her glory, wrapped in the American coat, and it all fits perfectly. I carry my Jewish Moroccan identity with pride everywhere I go in the world.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much
for being with us.
Thank you.